Hello and welcome back to the show. So I'm really excited to be introducing everybody to my guest today, Freeman Woo. So Freeman is one of the top real estate agents based in Malaysia. He is also the co-founder of one of the top real estate agencies in Malaysia as well, Kith and he is a team leader of his own team of agents. Freeman's also built up quite a bit of presence on YouTube with over 700 subscribers on his YouTube channel as a content creator. So, in today's episode, Freeman is going to be sharing with us a little bit about his success as a real estate agent, a team leader, but also as an agency owner and a content creator as well. So, Freeman, man, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for taking a little bit of your time today and joining us.
Hi, Kobe. Hi, I'm Freeman. Thank you having me for today. Um, I'm Freeman, by the way. I'm real estate agent in Malaysia. In Malaysia, we call real estate negotiator. And of course, I'm one of the co-founder for the agency, Kith Realty. And I have been in this industry for 16 years. From zero knowledge agent until one of the founder for the agency. I'm grateful that real estate give me the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've been in real estate for 16 years, so that's quite a lot of experience in the real estate industry, regardless of what market that you're in. And you mentioned that you started out as a real estate agent, real estate negotiator, right, which is the official term in Malaysia, with no experience, and you've built that up now to becoming a co-founder of your own agency. So how was that journey like, right? If walk us through just really briefly your background, how did you get started in real estate and what do you attribute to your success to building up your career to the point that it is here today?
Yeah, great. Uh, Let me to remind myself, right? Reflect myself when how I start the real estate journey. Yeah, how I choose this real estate journey was in 2008, 2009.
Oh,
Okay, that time is not so in Malaysia. In Malaysia, it's not so in the network or the www dot world. Not yet, not really. So, but I because I'm major in IT, which is past before I start real estate. That's why I used to search online. I used to use social media that moment. So I found one of the agency, which is my past agency. Then then I start apply and join the agency. How I choose this industry also because of the property I think that time I think property might bring me the opportunity to earn more, honestly. Okay, because property involve everything. This is what I think for that moment. Involve because we need to have a roof. Everyone need a roof to stay. All the business owner need the property to start their business. Factory, everything. Even now, everyone work from home, but we still inside the property. Everything is involved in property. That's why I think real estate will bring the great opportunity. That how I start my journey. Then slowly, I I built my database from zero. I really hardworking because that time I just 20 past 28 years old, 27 years old. I never do any sales before, and I never have a good network, especially for that moment. Don't even have WhatsApp. Oh, really? Don't even have WhatsApp. Don't have Waze. We don't have the Google Map. Not really used. Not so easy to travel around. That's how I start. We advertise still using newspaper to start. That's I slowly build up my network slowly, but I really hardworking because it's quite slow, but I make it fast. Every time I spend more than 12, 14 hours to 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 focus in real estate. That's how I started. Then I build up the result. Then agency give me the opportunity to become a leader. Then I inspire a lot of new blood into this industry. I share the opportunity with them. That's how I started until today.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible because a lot of agents, negotiators, right, depending on what the term is, starting today, it seems like they have a lot of advantages that when you started, you did not have, right? You had to go through newspaper advertising and marketing. Everybody today, they have WhatsApp, Instagram, YouTube, social media, right, for their marketing as well. So what difference have you seen in your 16 years of being in real estate now that you think for as somebody starting in the industry today, and this could be locally in your market or this could be internationally as well, just for agents who, doesn't matter what market they're in, some advantages that they have today that maybe they don't know that it's an advantage they actually have where agents coming before them didn't have access to when they were first starting out in their real estate careers.
Yeah. What is the big difference? That how we connect today is the big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm in Malaysia is 8 o'clock, 8:15 in the morning. How about your side copy?
Yeah, it's 7:15 p.m. in the evening for me.
Yeah, that's the difference. That's the big difference. We have more opportunity right now. 24 hours. Last time the past 16, I mean the 16 years back, uh, we we don't have internet, we don't have WhatsApp. The connection, I mean the communication is pretty slow. They have to in the morning, prospect have to buy a newspaper and get the number to call us, and then we need to contact the vendor or the landlord to arrange for the appointment. Usually, because 16 years back, we arrange appointment, let's say today, Monday, we arrange the appointment during the weekend. That means it's Saturday or Sunday because they still need to work. They're not used to pass the key for the realtor. Yeah, that is quite challenging. If I right now I look back, it's I can't imagine how I can I can survive until today. But slowly because have a lot of platform like iProperty, Property Guru, this kind of internet portal and social media. Uh, and what I can say is speed. The speed changed a lot. That and then it bring up more opportunity for everyone. It, uh, it's much more easier for everyone to connect to each other. Yeah, I look at the good prospect taking part. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what we've experienced here as well. I think, the speed of connecting with other prospects, the speed of connecting with anybody in the industry, even, it's a lot faster than it was before, right? Because you mentioned that in the past, you have to set up an appointment a couple of days before, and then there's a longer turnaround time for the sale as well. Now everything is done online, especially after 2020 and the pandemic. I think a lot of people are a lot more familiar with the online landscape. So I think was that one of the reasons why you guys started your own YouTube channel, which you have now grown over to 700 subscribers and posting videos pretty consistently to help market for your clients as well. Is that one of the reasons why you decided to lean into video marketing?
Yeah. This is one of the reason that I can leverage. What I can say, I can leverage those channel to reach out more potential. I it's not easy to connect to other, but when you use all those platform, right? You do know who is the one to watching you.
Yeah.
That's one of the bigger reasons.
Yeah. So you never know who's going to be watching your videos, right? And when you post them, they become evergreen marketing. So that
Yeah,
way,
maybe I'm not good in this video, but at least I share something what I want to share
Mhm.
into the chain. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So have you guys seen, I guess, clients coming in from the videos you guys have posted on your channel? Has that been a good source of leads for your business? The videos that you guys are posting?
Maybe the maybe the response is not so good, but at least some of the client is from there.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So you're getting clients from your YouTube channel, which I think for a lot of agents, that's what they want to do, right? So is that, I mean, is that something you think agents should be leaning into is video marketing and putting themselves out there on different platforms?
Yeah, definitely. Because real estate agent is we always share with agent. We don't be a secret agent. We have to be proactive to show up us, to let the prospect have a choice to choose our service. You have to make use of the all those the internet to reach out more people. Even right now, Web3 maybe is another another channel to reach out more potential. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be a secret agent, so you want to make sure other people know who you are, and you are
Yeah.
able to advertise your services
Yeah.
to potential clients that are out there. Now you mentioned a little bit earlier on that when you were first starting out, when you didn't have as many advantages as agents do today, that you had to work really, really hard in order to kind of move up, right, and start being successful as an agent in this industry. So I would love for you to share maybe some of the traits that you think real estate agents and negotiators should develop, maybe in the beginnings of their careers, in order for them to be successful, regardless of their leveraging technology or not. What were some of the most important traits and maybe habits that you employed to actually reach a level of success that is sustainable in the real estate industry?
I think agent have to really no secret, have to understand the flow, the business flow. I mean, you know, make it simple. You have to prospect to know more potential. Prospect, not necessarily go and sell, but at least you need to get to know more people who interested in real estate. Prospect. Okay, then followed by marketing. No choice. You have to market it. Market the property or market yourself. Then you need to have result, because result to show that what you do is right. That means we make it simple: prospect, market, and close. That's simple. Then we only look deep down into it. Then you need to set up proper system. That means you have to monitor your your work your work schedule, because I notice most of the agent is quite up and down because don't have the proper own schedule. I believe Kobe, you see, every time I meet you, it's in the morning, 8 a.m. in the morning. You're very consistent to to set up your this session for this hour. Yeah. That's the difference in between agent and agent. And definitely you need to take care your database. That's most important. You have to categorize it, the I mean your prospect, your client, from stranger until who deal with you many times. You have to categorize and then you follow up. That easy. Not no secret. Then you leverage the internet or the social media, any platform that can reach out to more people. Yeah.
Yes, so that's very important, and I'm so glad you brought up the point that as an agent, you have to be responsible for your own schedule and your own
Yeah.
timing, right? You mentioned that consistency of your schedule is very important. I think that is where a lot of people fall short in their success. Maybe they have a very aggressive 2 days, and then they just don't do anything for a couple weeks, right? And that's not the right way to approach the business. When you say so.
Yes, because we have to review. If we don't have a consistent schedule, it's very hard for us to review our progress.
Mhm.
Yeah, we do know where it goes wrong. Maybe because of we not consistent. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it's from across the board, doesn't matter what country or what market that we're interviewing agents in. It sounds like prospecting is the core foundational skill that an agent needs to have, right? You start with that, then you move into marketing, and then if you do those two correctly, then you can actually service your clients the best, and then that's how you achieve your results. So is that where you see a lot of agents maybe that's the skill set they need to develop is the prospecting because it's something you have to do every day in order to build up and then also maintain your success as well in the long term.
Yeah, definitely. All the communication skill, and then you have to talk to the right people at the right time. That's why agency have a very important role to have training. Yeah, for all the different type of training to increase your skill, to increase your knowledge. Not necessarily real estate knowledge, but it's about human knowledge. We have to understand uh, when and where and how you talk. Different client, especially with the stranger, you not necessarily to talk so much. Maybe you just introduce your service, give them the confidence. Okay. Then how about all those existing clients? How you follow up, how you connect with them is totally different. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So communication skills, right? That's where I think you need to develop these skill sets to be successful in being an agent and also being in any type of sales as well. So what advice do you have and what are some of the things that maybe you're coaching or teaching your agents on in your team in order to improve their communication, right? You gave us some examples there on maybe meeting a stranger and then also on the follow-up side the difference between communication, but what are some of the frameworks that you have, I guess, coached or teach your agents on to be a better communicator and to, inspire more confidence in those that they're working with?
Most important have to be listen. Listen is more important than talk. For my side, have to really understand your client where they're coming from. Have to understand before you speak. Maybe you don't have much script at the beginning, especially for the new agent. You it's good that you better don't talk so much. In fact, you're asking question more, listen and asking question more to understand the client. Then only you explain what you have, the facts, especially the new client. Oh, because they just want you to serve them. No time to talk so much. Yeah, usually I advise them have to be good listener and ask more questions, ask the right question to lead them to understand the prospect more.
Yeah, that's such an important skill set for somebody who is in sales, right? You mentioned it may not be as important to have necessarily the right script, but if you come from the right mindset, if you ask the right questions, and maybe, right, like you said, if you're talking to a client for the first time, you shouldn't be talking as much. The client should be the one sharing their needs with you more than you're talking to them. So it's actually you want to talk less. Where most agents, they just want to know the script so that way they can read through it, right? Is that kind of what you've seen so far too?
Most of the time, they just sell and memorize all the facts, all the things, and just throw up. That especially in this era, I think even most important because most of the client already have all the information from the internet, even right before to meet you. Especially now, YouTube have a lot of information. Even they listen or they hear before. Then you go there to meet them. You do another time. I think ask question better.
Yeah.
Listen and
Yeah. So it's like, with your channel, right? I'm sure you've had people reach out to you, but after they've seen your videos, so they
yeah,
already know what it is that you're promoting. They're already familiar with who you are as an individual, as a professional. They just want to maybe share a little bit more about them and how you can help them, right? And your first meeting, is that kind of what you've seen from leads maybe that come from the internet?
yes. You're right. You're totally right. They already see what we want to talk before. Now is the chance for us to communicate with them. Yeah, we have to understand where they're coming from, why they're coming from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
What they see before beside our channel. Yeah, we have to understand then more. Then only we know what we want to propose to them.
Yeah, it's hard to sell to somebody if you don't know what it is that they want. Right? You can't sell somebody something that they're not looking for. I think it's the key to remember.
You're right.
Absolutely. So yeah, man. So I mean, I think for our listeners out there, right? There's a lot of individual agents, but there's also people who are maybe looking to transition to being a team leader, or
Mm,
maybe start up their own agency like yourself,
mm.
as well. So when did you make that transition in your career? Was that something that you mentioned your agency at the time? That was something you kind of was put into that role? Was that something you wanted to do in the beginning, or was that something that was kind of bestowed upon you by by your agency at the moment?
Honestly, not. I I don't even know I can become a leader. Okay. I also no idea at the beginning what I need to do. But just that I with one of the good agency and I like to learn because I'm very serious in this industry. That is how I make my living. I really take care of my business. That's why I know improve is very important. Improve have two way. That's what I agency taught me. Two way. You can be the learner or you can be the sharing. You share. The more you share, the more you learn. That how I take up the opportunity to become a leader. One of the reason, and also I take part of some of the training. That is how I improve. I make myself different compared to the new agent. Yeah, because you need to show a good example to them. Yeah, so you have to make it. What you say, you have to prove it. That how I start. Slowly, I getting more serious and serious. Then I become who I am today to become an agency. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because you mentioned that it was something that was just kind of came across, right? You didn't, it wasn't necessarily something you planned for when you first started in real estate. It was just you had some experience, you were doing well, And you mentioned that the more you can share, the more you can learn. And that's something I think is so important for people to understand is because if you step into that role where you feel that it's now your responsibility to coach and lead and teach other agents, that's really, I think, when you start when you start seeing how much it is that you actually still need to learn in order to be the true professional in the industry. Is that, I mean, was that something you experienced as well in the beginning? Is that when you started teaching people, you realized that maybe there was even more things that you needed to be learning in order to set the best example for the agents on your team?
And then we have the opportunity to learn from them as well. Just like today, I might learn a lot from you. Yeah, you see, that's that's the way we improve. If not, we do the same thing every day, every time. Maybe uh, we just do what we do uh, to improve the speed only, maybe because you're getting smoother and smoother when you daily and daily practice. But but how you learn more, you have to be sharing. That's the different angle to improve and make yourself different compared to others. Yeah.
If you can share, then that's when you can really learn where you're improving on as well. What skill sets that you are developing, and because in through helping other agents develop those skill sets, you in turn are developing your own skill sets in that same process.
And also we have limit. Human we have limit. But when you lead a team, especially the different type of character, and then they are working outside. Most of the time, they're also uh, attached with the current situation, market situation. Sometimes the problem they are facing, I might not facing before. I might not facing before. But when they discuss or ask me, then I will learn, and then I will get the answer, or I will share my point of view with them, or something that we need to learn. We need to learn together. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the boots on the ground, right? They're the ones in the trenches, if you will, on a day-to-day basis, experiencing different market conditions. And you're absolutely right. You can learn something from the agents on your team, and then maybe it's something that they've experienced and you haven't experienced, or maybe it's something that it's new for both of you, or maybe it's something that you've experienced that it's their first time experiencing as well. So that's a great way to, kind of approach the collaboration between yourself as a leader and also your team members as well. So I think that was the other question I had, which is, what are you seeing as as a leader? How are you able to successfully motivate and influence those who are on your team to take responsibility, accountability, and action for their own success? Because real estate agents, negotiators are essentially all independent contractors, right? We have to work on our own schedule. So how do you lead them to be accountable and responsible for their own actions?
Uh, Definitely at first, I different stages. I use different stages. When I just started my leadership, it's not much member, maybe one or two. I usually my how I did it, I show because I still very active in my personal sense, so that I can show not necessarily the result, but I will show my how I do it, how I do it in the right way. What's the training we learn, I show. And then if can, I will bring them along. That's mean they observe, not copy, but I ask them to observe. And then they do, then I observe. That how we do. maybe not role play inside the office or inside the training room, but in the actual, yeah, in the actual training ground, I say in the actual action ground. So slowly that we have built up more agents. Then we have different type of good practice. Then we invite more to learn with each other. Then it's more sustainable in not only myself. My job is just try my best to gather them, to ask them to come back to agency, to ask them to follow back the agency training. That's my job. And then maybe for the new agent, I will set up daily or weekly. I meet up with them to review with them what's going on with your business. That how I do. And definitely motivation is depend. Not much motivation. Maybe most of the action I do is motivation. I don't know. I will use social media also to connect with them, even when we cannot meet each other. Maybe my Insta story, I can connect with them. Yeah, because we have to make it more fun. Like we how we do the business together. Don't make it too lonely. Yeah.
Yeah, it's better to have other people around you, right? To help you stay accountable and to I think that's where the motivation comes from is you see other people are there to support you and to help you and they're doing actions every day so you try to do the same things or see what's working for them and you can now implement it in your business and your market as well. So yeah, I think that's very important to be able to stay engaged and whether if that's online, right, on your Instagram stories or just through online methods or if it's in person, you have to create that sense of community and to show. I think you're doing a great job of doing that, showing the agents that you work with that you care about them and that you are there to help them any way that you could as the team leader, the agency owner, in order for them to be successful independently on their own.
Yes, and more sustainable.
Yeah.
Because sometimes just me alone, when I reach different stages, I might my schedule will change. Yeah, they're hard to relate, especially the newest agent is hard to relate what I'm doing now. So I have a different stages agent inside a team to learn with each other. That is more sustainable. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because now they're seeing, right, if there's a brand new negotiator, brand new agent coming into the team, they're seeing you as this kind of agency owner position. It's hard for them to relate to your daily schedule and what it is that you're working on because what their job is, I'm sure, is completely different than what it is that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, leading an entire company when they just
Yes.
need to go out there and start prospecting is really their main job.
Yeah. Correct. You are right.
Yeah. So, I mean, on the other side of that is kind of what you were talking about as far as helping, helping agents get up and going with the correct coaching and training and mentorship as well. So, is that something you kind of taken an active role in doing as the leader is doing a lot of coaching, helping facilitate training or helping other agents take on that role where now maybe they're a little bit more active in the market and they can better train or better coach the newer agents coming into your team.
Yes, yes. I believe in everything we need a coach. Yeah, we need a mentor for you to understand faster, to reflect and review, to understand your because we definitely how we until this stage definitely they need to go through might not different might not in the same timing but at least have the similarity. That's why when you sit down to review with the mentor, at least you will go your journey will go smoother. For my side, I think it's a follow up as well. Just like follow up, how's your day? How's you going? Any problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, or any good news can share. At least I understand the stage. Uh, where are you not right now? What you need right now, at least. So I also need the data, what happening right now as well. That's why mentorship coaching is both way for my side. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's very, I mean, it's a very important skill and a very important task for a leader to follow up, right, with their team members and those that are part of their team or part of their agency, right? And how do you schedule that out? I mean, there's it's really difficult, right, as you start growing your team to 10, 20, 50, 100, couple hundred agents for you to spend one-on-one time with everybody all the time. So how are you scheduling that out? Are you kind of taking some time, maybe once a week, once a month? Because even that, right? Even if you spend an hour with each one of your agents for if you had 100 agents, that's 100 hours, right? How do you divide that up across your schedule?
Uh, Honestly, leader have to be smart now. But I believe every leader can make it because we also deal with a lot of clients.
Yeah.
And how you deal with client is how you deal with agent. That's simple. You have to set a schedule who need to meet you. Not say leader want to meet you. You have to understand who need you more.
Hmm.
We have to set the priority who need you more. Maybe some of the people you don't even want to see you. You have to be smart. You have to set the schedule. Maybe some of them in lunchtime, some of them in breakfast, some of them in dinner. Just treat them like our client. Which one need you most? Most of the time, new agent definitely to need you most. That how we connect with the prospect. Exactly the same. When you don't have the trust at the beginning, you have to keep on show up. Yeah.
Exactly. In the beginning, you have to build up the rapport, right? The relationship before they can really trust you and see you as somebody who is kind of part of their network or part of their support system, right? As an agent, that's usually what they're looking towards their leader. So what you're saying is somebody who is leading a team of a lot of people, you should spend quite a bit of time with the agents coming in because they know you the least, and you want to make sure that they have a good understanding of who you are, how you can help them, and how you guys can work together.
And then it's more easy for me to set a schedule with new people.
Mhm.
I say in the early in the morning or in the evening because they are still new. They still quite free. They need you more. So it's much more easy for me to set. For the senior or experienced agent, they eventually actually they not really need me more. Yeah, we just catch up to know to understand each other or to catch up what happening right now and any problem which facing. That's why that also not hard to set.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's a good point, right? Because you don't want to, as somebody who is leading a team, you don't want to just spend time with agents just to spend time with agents,
Yeah.
right? You want to make sure it's productive, right? Both for yourself and for the agents that you're spending some time with. So as somebody coming in, maybe they need extra support to learn the tools that they have access to with your team and with your agency. Maybe they just need to know a little bit more about the strategies that you guys teach and coach on. But as you mentioned, some of the more senior and experienced agents, they're already familiar with that. So really, it is just now their job to go out there, implement, and execute. And really, if they need you for something, it should be important and it should be moving the needle in both their business and in turn your own business as well, not just kind of sitting down and reviewing the same training that's been reviewed when they first came in.
Most of the time we are leader have to be understand your position. We are not teacher. We are not the trainer. So you have to do the right communication. You don't just teach what you want to teach. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think that's where a lot of people fall into the trap, right? When they just spend maybe too much time with their agents and they open their door to everybody all the time and messages and phone calls and everything's coming in and they don't really know how to even manage that at that point. Would you say is that something you went through yourself in the beginning phases as a leader that you've kind of figured
Yeah.
out at this point?
Yeah. But lucky that I awake
Yeah.
because when you're serious, then you will spend a lot of time in it. So luckily I'm do pretty well in my personal sales.
Yeah.
And my past principal, he remind me also. I have a good mentor as well. He remind me, just build a team just like build your how you build your client. Oh, suddenly I recall, yeah, I cannot do the same thing with the different agent.
Yes, exactly. And everybody functions, right, a little bit differently too. So you have to make sure that you're very tactful in how you interact with your team, and you're also protecting your position and your time as well. So I think, for somebody stepping into a leadership position, I've seen that just be the hardest transition for agents
Yeah,
um, across the board, right? If they're a successful selling agent or top selling agent, I've seen a lot of top producers not make that successful transition to being a good team leader and they just quit and stop and they just continue doing what it is that they're familiar with, which is being a great individual agent. So I think that's where a lot of what you shared there was some of the challenges that team leaders have to face. And there's not like, it's different because there's not like a playbook, right? That you can just do like a checklist to be a better leader. Wouldn't you
maybe
say
one
so?
day, maybe one day we'll have that checklist. Just a
Yeah.
framework. What I can say is a framework, just like how we prospect, market, and close. Exactly like similar situation. Yeah, because most of the agent they are using their current understanding to share for the beginner. You push them hard to be your same position is very challenging. You have to understand. You have to put out yourself to understand what they need, not
Yeah.
what they ask you to do. Most of the time, you will fall in that trap. They ask you what you need to do, just like client ask us, just open the door, not just like that.
Yeah, that's very profound what you just shared there. So it's not first you said it's not about like you shouldn't expect the agents to rise up to your level. You need to kind of lower your standards a little bit and talk to the agent as on their level, right? Because they're new coming in. You might be in the industry 5, 10 years. Somebody new coming in, you should go back to when you were a new agent, right? And how you expect people to communicate with you. What's the best way for somebody to kind of ease you into the industry, right? And then instead of expecting the agents to kind of tell you what it is they need from you, you need to set the correct expectations with them as far as what it is that you can help them with. So that way you're not essentially being expected to kind of do everything for them, which is, I think, for us as a newer agent, some people can have that expectations from their team leaders.
Because most of them, why we most of the time we fall in this trap, because agent expect they want to immediate to be the best. Yeah, not say cannot. Maybe you need to do something from here.
Yeah.
You can be fast. Definitely, you can be fast with our guidance, with our mentorship. But you have to start with here. You cannot suddenly here. So most of the leader, new leader will fall in this trap. Immediate give what they want.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You have to work through that, right? There's a very small percentage of agents who are instantly successful. That's why they're called the top 1%. That's why they're top producers. If everybody was a top producer, then there would be no top producers, right? So I think that's something for a leader to keep in mind is that most agents are going to be in that middle of the road production, and a lot of agents are going to come in and maybe take a longer time to be successful and even consistent in the industry and sales.
Maybe yes, they have the potential to be immediate become the top, but at least they understand the whole flow,
Yeah.
not just the technique or tactic from the senior, from the leader, from the agency. It's not sustainable.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you have to understand the whole business flow. Unless you just tag along with the leader, you are the assistant or different position. You're not so-called agent.
Yeah.
Maybe just do sales, just lister, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Now that would be a completely different position, right? Than just being a full independent negotiator or agent where you're responsible for your own business on a commission to commission basis. Yeah.
Right.
Awesome. Well, Freeman, I want to thank you for being on the show today. I think you shared a ton of valuable information with us. I've personally learned a lot from you as well, and hopefully our listeners have too. So just wanted to thank you for taking some time today and joining us. For our listeners or viewers out there, they want to know or learn a little bit more about yourself or maybe follow you on social media. What are some of the best platforms for people to reach out directly to you or to maybe follow along in your journey as you continue, growing your business?
Just easy, go to Google and type Freeman Woo. I think you can search most of my social media, Instagram, Facebook. I have personal and work as well, and YouTube, TikTok, even Xiaohongshu, everything you can find it here when you Google. As I
Yeah.
say, don't be a secret agent. I That's maybe one of the reason I have the opportunity to meet up with you, Kobe. Thank you. Thank you for this session as well. I'm not doing much in this podcast or live session. Thank you. Thank you. Give me the opportunity to practice as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody with your experience, you gotta do more podcasts, right? I think more people should be asking individuals like yourself to go on their show because just because they don't see you on other podcasts doesn't mean you don't have valuable information to share. And I think that's where the most valuable information can actually come from because they're only listening to the few influencers who are out there, where the actual successful agents and leaders are not maybe out there. So it's good to bring individuals like yourself to light. So another great example there, setting a great example for your agents. You are not a secret agent. If you just Google your name, we can find your information. So I think that is what everybody should be striving for, right? Even agents here in the U.S. should be striving for that, right? To be simply Googleable. So we'll make sure to leave the links to some of your social medias and of course your YouTube channel in the description down below so that way people can find you. And I do want to thank you again for being on the show. Before we let you go, is there any last pieces of advice, any last tips you would like to leave with the audience here today?
Enjoy the game. Just just enjoy the game. Make it fun in real
Absolutely.
estate. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. That is great advice because if we don't enjoy what we're doing, then we might as well not be doing it. So, absolutely. Thank you so much, and appreciate you, Freeman. Appreciate you for tuning in, and we will see you on the next show. Take care.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Take care. Bye.